Fox News has been doing coverage of the Trayvon Martin case now that jury selection has started. And as you can imagine, Fox News has decided to take a stance on the case. They are very supportive of George Zimmerman. At least that's how it seems based on what I've seen so far.
Yeah, I just want to jump in for a second. It's not like Fox News comes out and declares, we are for George Zimmerman. But what they do is more insidious in a way. They subtly put every little thing out there like, oh, Zimmerman, poor victim, anything could happen, Trayvon, dangerous, etc., right? Now, if you don't believe us, you think we're coloring it, wait, because you're going to see it yourself, okay? So what's the first one?
So first, they have a guest by the name of Doug Burns on the program. During that interview, he makes the case that Trayvon Martin could have possibly used Ice-T as a weapon. Let's take a look.
All that Trayvon, we learned later, was armed with was a bag of Skittles and an iced tea.
I know everybody keeps sarcastically saying about the Skittles.
It's not sarcastic, though. To me, it's very compelling.
You could probably kill somebody with a Skittle.
Skittles are only a kid who hadn't had dental work could eat Skittles. I'm not being. To me, as a juror, that would.
I know, but they throw around that rhetoric. He had iced tea and a Skittles. It really doesn't matter. The point is, he didn't have a weapon.
But he didn't take that iced tea and bang Zimmerman over the head
with
a bottle.
Well, funny thing is, yeah, I mean, you're spinning a lot of hypotheticals, and you could break a bottle of iced tea, right, with the jagged edge, and you could kill somebody with it.
Could use it as a...
Now, you see, there the anchor is more at fault. The anchor is the one like, oh, well, wait a minute now. I mean, if you put enough Skittles in somebody's throat, how about, if you had a bottle of iced tea, but he didn't have a bottle of iced tea. There was no jagged edge, there was a can, right? But wait a minute. Now, we agree that Zimmerman's not guilty, right? And Trayvon was super dangerous with his Skittles and iced tea, right? We agree on that? No, I mean, we're just hypotheticals. We're just talking hypotheticals.
Yeah.
No, but this is a real case. Why do you need to do a hypothetical? Yeah, hypothetically, if Trayvon had a knife or a gun, he might have been really dangerous, but he didn't have either one of those.
Right. I think it's just an effort to confuse the audience. The audience is not going to go to the internet and look up pictures or the police report indicating that he did not have a glass bottle. He just had a can of iced tea.
Now, why are you even trying this? I mean, do you see my point? Like, in all these different cases that Fox is doing, and we got more for you guys, oh, poor George. Poor George. I mean, like, what if the can wasn't a can? What if the iced tea was a dangerous weapon? Oh, for Christ's sake, why are we having this conversation? Because it's an effort to say Zimmerman's the good guy, Trayvon is the bad guy. Okay? And now, if you thought all the rest was comical in how they were defending George Zimmerman, we got one more for you guys.
So, like, she was talking about the Skittles, that he had, and the Coca-Cola that that Trayvon Martin had. I mean, that's not doesn't look good, for the defense, okay? Because he's injecting something into their minds. What was going on? Like, this is a little kid with candy walking down the street. Listen, Trayvon Martin would be alive today, okay, if he didn't. All right, have a street attitude.
See,
that's the bottom line.
That is, street attitude is a very broad thing, and it's something that actually can be used as and I'm not saying this to you personally, but something that can be used as something racist, like calling a kid a thug.
So it's not George Zimmerman's fault for shooting Trayvon Martin and killing him. It's Trayvon's fault for acting like a street thug?
Yes.
Okay.
Street attitude.
Oh, he had a street attitude. Was he also fierce? If he had a fierce look, then obviously you shoot him in the chest and kill him, right? So obviously, I mean, look, he's not saying anything, and Fox News isn't saying anything. They just happen to bring on a guest who thinks that Trayvon had it coming because he had a street attitude. All right, well, what else? This takes a personal tone.
So Fox News host Greg Jarrett talks about George Zimmerman's weight gain. Let's take a look.
He has been in hiding, and he fears for his life, and there have been all kinds of death threats, and, he probably
can't really go anywhere.
Can't go anywhere, can't get out and get exercise.
Probably suffering from stress and anxiety.
You eat when
depression.
you're under stress and pressure and stuff like that, so, he's already been punished to some extent. We'll wait and see whether a jury punishes him further. But,
and this was an individual who was trying to do some civic duty by being on the community watch. That was the purpose of why he was there that night.
Sure, and let's not forget there's a reason for a community watch, because that's a community that had a need for watch because they'd had problems like this in the past.
But there wasn't a problem. Trayvon wasn't a problem. He went shopping. He was staying with his dad. They were watching a basketball game. Remember, they had problems like this, meaning what? meaning black guys. They had problems like this before. You need a community watch so we can murder some black guys every once in a while after they get Skittles and Icy. No, the other clips seem to more outrageous when you hear about them, but when you watch it, that one was the most outrageous. Oh, hasn't he suffered enough? He stuffed his freaking face with banana cream pie and burgers. Hasn't he suffered enough already, the poor guy? And you're actually going to punish him now for shooting and murdering a black kid? Come on. All right, let's not call it murder. They're having a trial, right? But he killed him. He shot him and killed him. There's no dispute. And these guys are worried he ate too many pepperoni pizzas because he was suffering? They're worried about his goddamn weight gain? No, Fox News is despicable. I'm not, look, what did we want on this program when we first talked about it? We were among the first to talk about it. We wanted some degree of justice. Justice doesn't mean you convict a guy, that you let that run out in court, okay? And we have a court system and a justice system, and we relatively trust it, okay? But we were worried that they did the toxicology report on the guy who shot him, but they didn't do it on the shooter, they did it on the victim. They immediately checked the criminal record of the victim and not the shooter. It made no sense. We just wanted a real investigation. We got a real investigation. He's been arrested. Let the courts do what they're going to do, okay? But these guys, Fox News, they don't want that. They want to get him off. Why do they want to get him off? Why is he the victim? Oh, what if Trayvon had a bottle instead of a can? What if, he had a street attitude? And the poor George Zimmerman now. Hasn't he suffered enough? That's because Fox News is in favor of racists. I'm not saying Zimmerman's a racist. That's a whole different thing, right? I mean, there seems to be certainly a racial angle. What I'm saying is the Fox News viewer likes Zimmerman because he shot a black guy, okay? And they're on his side, and Fox News knows they're on his side. And Fox News thinks my audience is racist, so I'm going to take the racist point of view. Oh, poor Zimmerman. These days, you can't even shoot a black guy and get away with it. I mean, what does this world come to? That's what Fox News is doing.